I got locked out at my house this morning. I didn't have a reaction per usual, right? But the events that followed are what I am here to talk to you about. Let me stop being lazy and mic up because it helps with the background noise. Anyways, I walk out of my house to go to the gym this morning, hence the attire. And I always check because I lock the bottom lock before I step out because it saves me time. But before I close the door, I always check my pocket. Like I make sure I am physically feeling my keys before I close the door. I didn't do that. I don't know why. I wasn't in a rush. I was just moving too fast, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why. But immediately when that happened, I, realized that I was locked out of my house. I was just like, all right, let's figure this out. Difficult situations almost feel like a game at this point, or like a treasure hunt. Like, okay, universe, show me the clues, show me the keys. Like, you're doing something here. Obviously, I wasn't happy about it, and in the moment, I was just like, damn, like this is your plan for the day. Like, I literally will think that sometimes, like, dang, like this is what you trying to set. All right, whatever, bro. And the irony of the situation is, I have written on my whiteboard over there, to-do list, make spare key for relative, because I have a relative that lives near me that I like to keep a spare key at their place. And I looked at that right before I walked out the door and locked myself out. And I was unsure if she had a key or not, so I was gonna make one for her, but whatever, right? Just whatever. Anyways, I'm out there. I try to use ChatGPT to see, like, can I pick my own lock? I can't go through any of my windows or anything. Everything's like boarded up around here. I'm like big on security, so I can't break into my own place. I make it hard for people to break into my place. And so I'm like, okay, I don't wanna take an Uber to my relatives because it's 50-50 if that key is even there, right? And then I do that whole ask my body thing. Like I told you, I ask my body questions and I feel if I get a yes or a no. And I do that and I'm like, should I go to my aunt's? And it's like, yeah. And subtle, it's so subtle. So sometimes I just like kind of convince myself that I don't know the answer, even though I do. And it's like, should I go to my aunt's? Yes. Should I continue to try to pick this lock? No. But I was like, bro, I really don't want to pay $40 round trip for an Uber to get in my own place. And it's not even far. Like, whatever, right? And then my neighbor walks by and he sees me trying to, pick my own lock. And then he's like, oh, what's going on? I tell him what's going on. And then he's like, oh, tell the property manager. And I was like, no, I really don't want to reach out to him because he's so rude to me. Like I told y'all before, I have a really odd property manager. That man is so disrespectful. It is, let's not even talk about him. But anyways, contacting him is a last resort. Dead last resort. I would much rather see if the key at my relatives is the right one or not. And so I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out. I was like, I don't wanna pay $4 to go to get the key, but I might, whatever. And he's dead ass, guys. I barely talk to this guy. And he's like, oh, yo, you could just take my car. Like, I'm sorry, take your car? Take your car. And he's like, my jaw dropped. He's like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, he thinks that I don't actually understand what he's like articulating. I'm like, no, I understand what you're saying. I am just like shooketh that you're offering me your vehicle when you know like nothing about me. And that's your whip. Because my car keys are attached to my house keys, so I don't have access to my car either. I'm just out there. And he's like, no, yeah. He's like, it's material. It's material. Even that felt like a message. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a minute because while I do be very go with the flow, my whip, like I don't let nobody drive my car. So I was just like, and I don't want to drive nobody else's car. Like everybody keep their car to themselves. So I'm like, I'm thinking because normally it would be a dead no. Like normally, like I don't drive people's cars, and I was just like, I didn't feel the normal resistance that I normally would though. Also probably because I didn't want to pay $40, and I was also just like, I was just shook by the fact that he was just so casually offering me his car. And I was just like, it's a short distance. If it wasn't a short distance, it would have been a no. But it was a short distance. And so I was just like, okay. Like, he's like, I was like, well, what can I give to you? Like, I'm like, I need to give you something. He's like, nothing. You need help. I'm helping. This is a situation. You need help. Like, to him, it was so regular. And it's just crazy because I don't talk to this guy. I say, hello, good morning, whatever. And no, you cannot dismiss it as, oh, he thinks you're cute or he's interested in you or whatever. Like, no, that's not the situation with this guy. He's non-creep, regular. That's just not, it's not that situation. So I'm driving there, and not only is his car low-key more comfortable than mine, I felt like I was cheating on my car. I was getting new insight to other vehicles. I was like, damn, maybe I should start looking at cars like this. So I'm having that. I'm also like shook by the fact I'm in this person's car. Whatever. I go, I get my keys, I come home, long story short, I'm in the house, easy, no problems. But I just felt like there were so many messages there. And it's just material. And of course, you show up right when this is here. And now my schedule got changed for the day in a positive way because I actually needed more time. And then I also now I'm not going to go and unnecessarily pay for a spare key like I planned, because I actually plan to do that within the next couple of days. Like, so much insight came from a situation that in the past would have pissed me off. That shit happened like 3, 4 years ago, and I walked out and I left my keys and whatever. I would have stood out there so irritated, so frustrated. My nervous system would have spiked so fast. It would have, what am I gonna do? I was just like, it's almost like the music starts. Dun 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 dun. How we gonna solve this? Anyways, bruh, yeah. If more shit happens, I'm gonna come on here and continue to give you examples of situations that at face value would appear negative. But if you stay calm and wait, see the silver lining, expect clues, expect things to work out, then the situation can drastically turn around. Bruh. I also need to still make a video to tell y'all how I manifested this couch and a new rug and all that. I just haven't gotten around to it, so I'll talk about that another time. But bro, I feel like my life is a movie.